Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Breaking Free, Overcoming Self-Sabotage. I am Cory Thorell, and I'm a Super Conscious Recode coach. And in my last video, the introduction video, we talked about the 3 levels of consciousness, the present moment, the subconscious, and the super conscious. I want to continue to dive into these self-sabotaging identities. We're going to dive into them one by one. And remember that by informing and aligning your intellect, and therefore your ego, you can turn your mind into your strongest ally in this process. Today, we're focusing on one of the most common and deeply ingrained identities: I'm not worthy. Worth. Worth is deeply connected to our sense of value, our belief that we are valuable simply because we exist. Without this feeling of personal value, we become limited in our ability to thrive, especially when we compare ourselves to those close to us in various circles, whether it's family, community, or work. We start to see ourselves as less than others, as if our worth is something that needs to be proven or earned rather than something we already possess. So have you ever felt like no matter what you do, it's never enough? Like you're constantly waiting for something or someone to affirm your worthiness, waiting for permission, waiting for recognition, waiting for the right moment. This feeling often stems from a wound deep within us, particularly related to our feminine energy. Now, feminine energy is often associated with the qualities like nurturing, receptivity, and intuition. When this energy is wounded, we may feel disconnected from our innate ability to receive love and abundance and validation. Instead of embracing our worth as inherent, we start believing that we must earn it through acts of service, through caretaking, or striving to be good enough. This wounded feminine energy drives us to seek external validation way more powerfully and strongly than anything coming from within, from inside. Often this leads us to feelings of inadequacy. And when that validation does not come, it gets even worse. But instead of actively pursuing what we love, just going for what you love, when you're not worthy, we pause, we stop, and we wait. We wait for someone to tell us that we are enough, for the world to recognize our value. And when that recognition or reward does not come, that resentment builds, resentment towards ourselves for not being worthy enough, and towards others for not seeing our truth. This creates a cycle of waiting and resentment that keeps us stuck, unable to move forward with confidence. This need to prove worthiness before anything else becomes a lens through which we see the world. It creates a self-identity that touches every parts of our lives, our relationships, our work, and our dreams. We start to believe that we must prove our worth before we can pursue what we love, before we can truly live. But this belief is a lie, a tool of comparison that only serves to keep us small. So here's something important to remember. All of these self-sabotaging identities, whether it's I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, or any of the others that we will discuss, are not truth. They are non-truths. They are simply not true. They are learned beliefs, often formed early in life, that we use, our intellect uses to explain why we don't have what we want. But these identities are not real. They are just stories that we have been telling ourselves, stories we have been investing in. The good news is identity, who you think you are, is not a permanent state. We can change who we think we are. Identities can change with time, with new information and growth and a new self-love that allows you to rise up into who you are choosing to be. Who would you love to be? All of these identities, these self-sabotaging identities, including I'm not worthy, they prevent us from just going for it. They stop us in our tracks. They install procrastination and the belief that we need to fix ourselves before we can take action. But the truth is, without these identities holding us back, we can go after what we love with inspiration and confidence. When we let go of these false beliefs, we free ourselves to take action in a new way, with a new power, with a new ignited, inspired motivation to pursue our dreams, and to live fully. The truth is, the I'm not worthy identity is false. How could you possibly not be worthy? It's a lie that we have been conditioned to believe, often through comparison to others. Worthiness isn't something we need to prove. It's something we must embrace within ourselves. Worthiness is rooted in self-love, and self-love must become a non-negotiable daily practice. Selfish is not self-love, and self-love is not selfish. We commit to loving ourselves. When we do that, we dismantle that lie that our worth is tied to an external validation, something outside of ourselves. So to begin shifting this identity of I'm not worthy, I invite you to start practicing an intentional self-connection. Connect to your heart. Engage a conversation between your mind and your heart, and see if you can let your heart speak more powerfully than your mind. Each morning, look in the mirror and say, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of joy. I am worthy of success simply because I exist. Engage in practices that nurture your sense of worthiness, like writing daily affirmations that speak directly to your value, or creating a worthiness jar where you drop in notes of your accomplishments and your positive traits, and you go through them often, big or small. Take time to reflect on these things regularly. Revisit the mirror and self-talk. Revisit your affirmations and commit to them. Commit to your acts of self-care that reinforce your value, such as setting boundaries, prioritizing your needs, and celebrating your achievements without waiting for any external validation. Self-love, self-confidence. Search for what you're proud of. Please consider seeking a guide or help or some coaching, or surround yourself in a community of like-minded people. We are stronger together than we will ever be alone because we cannot see our own blind spots. But with the help of a like-minded community or people on a path similar to you, you can grow quickly and start seeing the truth about your own worthiness. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and support your journey of self-love and personal growth. So if what I'm saying about self-worth and not being worthy is resonating with you, I encourage you to reflect on where I'm not worthy is showing up in your life. Write it down, talk about it, think about it. Don't sit in silence with it. Share your thoughts in the comments here, and let's support each other on this journey. And if you're ready to take that next step, make sure to subscribe and join me in my next video, where we're going to tackle another common identity of I'm not good enough. If you'd like to learn more about me or schedule some time with me, you can always find me at corytimecoaching.com. And thanks for watching. And if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who you might think would like to hear my message. And remember, you are absolutely worthy. And I'll see you in on circles. Be well.